Hi guys, this is Step Creates. My name is Josh Dow, and I'm an artist. And if you're watching this, you probably follow me on Instagram, so you know that already. But whatever. I did this character voting thing on my story where I basically voted. I had you guys vote on 3 things on whether I should design a character, creature, or a different species. And the second one was which setting it should be in, so which genre. So we had medieval fantasy, futuristic sci-fi, and crime detective story. And the third poll was on the color schemes. And a lot of you guys took part. Thank you guys for that. And if you didn't, and you didn't catch what it was about, basically the thing about this is that I only look at them separately. So I looked at what it was going to be, and it turned out to be a character, so you guys voted for the character. And then I went ahead and drew the character pose and basically like the base for the character. And only then I looked at what genre it was going to be in, and went ahead and drew him into that setting basically. Added accessories, clothing. So that was kind of like the catch about this whole game. So after finding out there was going to be a character, I went ahead and sketched out a bunch of different poses. I tried drawing fat people, skinny people, a little kid, a big brute, all different kinds of body types, different poses. We had a guy in a wheelchair, somebody sitting, and it was kind of hard for me actually. I spent more time sketching out poses than usually because I didn't have anything else to go on basically. I was just drawing this character. I had no idea what basically this character was going to be, which setting he was going to be in. So all I had to focus on really was the body type and the pose, and I think that's why I took a lot more time on that than usually. And I also wanted to have an interesting pose that wasn't too generic, because in that case it wouldn't make sense to look at the results of the genre and the results of the character / creature / species poll separately, because if I just drew a generic pose, it wouldn't matter that I didn't know which genre he would be in, because in the end he could fit into basically every genre just as much. So I wanted to have an interesting character pose with his arms interacting, which the one that I chose on does. It's still not too, it's still pretty simple pose, but I also didn't want him to be hunched over or anything, which would make it harder to draw a specific outfit, because his own body might cover up other parts of his body. So I decided on this pose, which is pretty simple, but you can definitely see some character in the pose, some characteristics. Already now I decided that the character would be pretty cheeky, that type of character. And we have his left hand on his head, and I imagined him holding a hat in his hand, and that actually turns out to be actually do draw that because of the genre he's set in. But I was thinking if a different genre is selected, I would also be able to draw something else into his hand. And then his right hand is hidden behind his body a little bit. That's also spoke for the cheeky character. He's definitely hiding something back there and distracting whoever he's greeting with his left hand, and actually hiding something behind his back with his right hand, he's trying to sneak through something. After I found out that the genre was going to be detective, mystery, crime, story thing, I went ahead and tried out a bunch of different designs. But anyway, I decided on something that I really liked, and he definitely has that piece together look, and that's actually what I was going for too, because at this point I was definitely starting to develop the character more. I was thinking that he probably he is definitely from a poor background. You can still see that his trousers are more the poor kind of trousers, and fingerless gloves as well. But what he does basically in this case would be piece together his clothing while working on a case. Or I don't know if he's necessarily the good guy detective and that's his method, or I could also imagine him as being just ending up solving this crime, even though he's not really a detective, but he's, I don't know, maybe trying to protect his community from the rich people, or he is just, I don't know, just a common thief. but he's definitely not a villain type of character. If anything, he's an anti-hero. And yeah, so basically I imagined this clothing to be like pieced together while making its way into like the base of the villains or the rich people. So he would, I don't know, pretend to be like a servant and take a man's jacket from his shoulders and then just put it on himself, and like the scarf could be just picked from I don't know, like a curtain, like holding together those things holding together curtains, and just flung around his neck, and the hat just picked up from a hat stand, and yeah, like that he just makes his way into the lair of the bad guys, and like you can definitely see it's like picked together, but with like a mixture of that outfit and his like ability to lie. Like he would just like pretend that he fits in there and might get like a few weird looks, but they wouldn't like question him because of his acting, and he just like pretends to fit in there. And yeah, that's the type of character that I imagined. I don't know. Yeah, that really came together well, drawing the character, and then I found out the colors, and the color scheme you voted on was earthy colors, and yeah, it was those colors were definitely the best choice. They really fit with the outfit, and like the other color schemes like blues, cold colors, they would have fit more like in a sci-fi setting, and the black and white with one highlight color would have been cool as well. But usually that goes really well with a character that has one specific like item that you would want to stand out, and in this case he doesn't have that. So yeah, the browns were definitely the best choice. I really liked how it turned out with the colors. I went ahead and added some textures after that, and that was basically it. The character was done. Alright, I'm really happy with how that one turned out. I love the character. I love how I got out of my comfort zone and went ahead and drew something that I wouldn't have drawn otherwise. I think it also turned out really well because I focused more time on all the different phases, you know. So in the beginning I just had the pose to work on, basically, nothing else. While usually I go ahead and I draw the pose, and then I already start like putting clothes on the character, adding little things while I still have while I'm still working basically on the pose. And this time I'd really had like time just to focus on the pose, just to focus on the clothing, just to focus on the colors. And I think that's why it also turned out pretty well, and maybe also because I had like this bit of pressure of having to post, because I'd basically started this game on Instagram, and that's why I couldn't just like stop in the middle if it didn't work out and not go ahead and post. I mean, I could have, but I didn't want to. And so that's maybe I put more effort into it because of that. But yeah, either way, really happy with how this turned out. I really would like to do this again. Let me know if you'd like to do it again as well. And I was thinking that maybe I should leave out the options that we already like covered in this video, so character, detective crime story, and earthy colors in the next one. So just have creature and different species, and maybe like, I don't know, vehicle design or environment design or something instead of the character option this time, so it doesn't like get repeated all the time. And yeah, let me know what you think. Really like this one. Thank you guys for taking part.